I do have just over 2,000 hours in DayZ, and I actually moved over to PC from console quite a few years ago, so that might actually even be 2.5, 3, maybe even 4,000 hours, because I got this whenever it came out back in 2014 on the Xbox One. I can tell you quite a lot of tips and tricks for the game, how to play it better, how to be a better player. My first bit of advice would be to enjoy the game. Okay, don't play it too seriously, because if you do, you're not going to have fun. And you need to have fun. You need to enjoy the game. Otherwise, you'll get burnout and you won't want to play it. My next bit of advice, if you're going to play DayZ Official, which I strongly recommend against nowadays because of all the hackers and modders and whatever else, duping, but duping's always been an issue for years and years on end. Be careful of who you trust. Actually, to compound on that statement a little bit, maybe don't trust anybody at all. I've met a few people on DayZ Official, and it's more likely than not just turn into a bloodbath almost instantly, because you learn through playing DayZ that you can never trust anybody. You always, always, always have something lurking in the back of your mind saying, why am I with this person? What are we doing? Where are we going? What gear does he have? Do I have the upper hand right now? Because if you don't take that opportunity, then you leave it up to them. It's always, always constantly there, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. I've met some clinically insane motherfuckers on DayZ. I'm not joking. It was a really bad time, okay? At first, he seemed normal, but it quickly descended, and it became something that you really shouldn't have in the first place. But this is the crowd that DayZ attracts, and I'm not joking at all in the slightest. And the point is, if we didn't extend that olive branch in the first place, then none of it would have happened. It's much easier to come into the game with one of your friends from another game that you've already have an established friendship with. That way, there's no mistrust going on. Because if you meet somebody in this game, you will quickly come to doubt your friendship, your relationship with them. I'm not saying there's not exceptions, there always are, but for 99% of them, don't trust it. Here's another good bit of advice. If you're trying to make a long-range shot, you're probably going to want at least a rangefinder. Now, I know this is a video game, but if you're going to set up for those long-range shots, you need to know how many meters you're out. You need to know how to zero. And you need to know how far to shoot. It's much better to have a spotter, just like how they actually snipe. Usually there are teams of two, the sniper and the spotter. The spotter does the ranging, they tell them how far to adjust, and the sniper takes the shot. Now, I know this is a video game, but it does try its best to be realistic, at least when cars aren't flying into the atmosphere and Chinese modders are not duping watchtowers all across the coast of official servers. If you do end up landing that shot, there will be a blood splatter. This is very important. The further out your shot goes, the bigger the effect will be. That way, you will be able to visually see your shot have an impact. That is the entire reason why that's there. So if you're 1,000 meters out and you just landed a shot with your Mosin, you will see it. That is the entire point of it. This next part will relate to cars. I know DayZ is about to have a really great update about cars. They're bringing some features over from the Arma engine or some shit, okay? But if you ask me, they've been doing this for years, trying to fix the game, to fix driving, how you lag whenever you go into a city. It's never been completely fucking fixed. Just like duping has never been completely eradicated. Just like how anybody can log on to official, unmoderated official, say whatever they want, do whatever they want, and not have any repercussions at all. This is just the type of game you have to deal with. So whenever you're driving a car, slow down before and after you're going into towns, okay? Because if you don't, you're going to regret it. Your car is going to end up 5, 10, 15 meters to the left or right of where you're actually driving for no reason at all. You're going to desync. You're going to hit a wall that wasn't there before. You're probably going to die unless you slow down. You can salvage your car if you hit something going 20 kilometers an hour, not 70. This is not a racing game. It's a survival apocalyptic game. I know, you just got the Sarka and you're like, wow, this is the fastest car in official DayZ. I want to see how fast it can go. So did I. I get it. You found a straightaway and you want to ride it for the 0.75 kilometers that it actually is. Well, just be careful. Be aware that there is always a bigger fish. I don't care how many hours you have in this game, how long you've played it, how good you think you are, because there is always somebody better. You just went up to Northwest Airfield, you killed 10 people, you're geared up to the teeth, and you're like, wow, hey, you know what? I'm going to spend the rest of my life at Kamishovo's police station, killing every freshie that spawns, because that is my life now. If it isn't you, it will be you. It's only a matter of time, because I didn't think it would happen to me, and it did. You get bored out there, so you come back to the coast, because you want some action, or you want to give your gear away. No matter how you want to justify it, it happens. Freshies have nothing to lose, so they will try their very hardest to get your gear. It is a dog-eat-dog world. And to piggyback off of that a little bit, be conscious of your ammo. Know exactly how much you have and how much you're using. Count your rounds even, because you will eventually run out of ammo. I can't tell you how many times I've rushed someone just to hear them go click, 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 because they don't pay attention to how fast they're shooting, how much they're shooting, so I can get in a couple extra hits and down them. You need to pay attention to what the fuck you're doing, or you will die. And if you have gear fear, it just makes it that much worse. DayZ is one of the only games that has ever made me physically panic whenever I see somebody at all, because it's many hours of not seeing somebody until you do. You will have an adrenaline rush, you will think you're having a heart attack. In all likelihood, if you don't know what it feels like, you will. Your hands will start shaking, your chest, you'll feel your heartbeat bounding, you'll hear it in your ears. It's crazy. There's not really a good way to prepare for this because I'm still experiencing this years later into the game. It's just something that happens. And it's honestly really good practice for whenever you need to face these situations. You just need to try and be a little bit better each time, more reactive, more on top of things, more conscious, I guess. You need to know what you're doing, why you're doing it, and how. And fast, preferably faster than the other person. But not everything can be won. You need to know when you're beaten and when to pull out. If you're one person and you're facing 5 guys, you're not going to win. And if you do win, you're not going to have enough space to carry all that gear. So all those freshies, everybody in the area that just heard your massive firefight, everybody's going to be coming because that's what you do in this game. You get gear and you wait for gunshots in the distance. So you need to hurry up after you fire off those shots, get the gear as much as you can, and leave. Unless you're setting a trap for somebody. If you're building a base, there's almost never a good spot. I've seen people suggest to just have stashes instead, because bases can almost always be found, no matter where you put them, how big they are, how small they are, no matter what your layout is, if they're airlocked, whatever, okay? You're definitely going to be in a disadvantage if you're unofficial too. I would highly suggest a community server where it's actually modded, where there's a staff team ready to assist you, but half the time you can't trust community servers anyway because the admins might be in on it. So pick and choose wisely. I've never been one to make stashes myself because there's never enough space. You can never find enough things to dump in the ground. I much prefer bases. They make you feel safe, even if you're not, which is largely my downfall. Whenever you get into melee combat with somebody and you're both unarmed, I would suggest to do heavy attacks rather than light ones, because heavy attacks down their health faster, while light attacks knock them out quicker. And if you're starting out and you have nothing, that means you have nothing to tie them up with. Knocking them out is good, but it's not good if they kill you first. Besides, if you knock them down, if you knock their health down, then they get slower, and that means they're less reactive. They can't chase after you. If you have more health than them, that means you can run away. They can't, because they're slower. And to piggyback off of the whole trust statement, if you find water out there somewhere, I would try to clean it with chlorine. Don't just drink it because you might get sick. You don't know what's in it. I would definitely clean it. before you drink it, unless it's a well. If it's a well, you should be fine. But if not, dump out that container, fill it up at a well, or use chlorine tablets. By the way, if you have somebody tied up and you're going to feed them gasoline, take a look at the indicator before you do. Whenever you put gasoline into a bottle or a can, it has the same color and font as water. It looks bright blue. And it looks like water too. So if you just give it a quick once over before you drink it, and you might think it's water, it'll say gasoline. It has no different visual than a water bottle. So you can just give it to someone, and if they don't check, well, that's on them. You used to be able to feed people disinfectant, but I don't think you can now. I might be wrong. I recently saw a video where somebody fumbled a hostage by trying to tie them up, but tying themselves up instead because they didn't look at the indicator. A far better way to handle it would be to give them the handcuffs, the duct tape, whatever, having them at gunpoint, and really never putting your gun away. Okay, just drag and drop it out of your inventory. Don't put your gun away and tie them up yourselves. That's a great opportunity for them to try and get the upper hand on you. Keep them at gunpoint. Keep them at a disadvantage. Make them tie themselves up. You want them weak and disadvantaged. That's what you want. Any second you're distracted, that you don't have your full attention on them, is a second they can use to their advantage. So keep that in mind. A lot of this you're not going to remember, and you're just going to have to experience in the game. You're just going to learn by playing the game. So a lot of this is really bullshit until you experience it yourself. There was a choice phrase, I can't remember, but it went something along the lines of knowledge earned is better than knowledge given. So, which is exactly what it sounds like. Once you experience it yourself, you truly know what it is, rather than just reading it out of a textbook, hearing it from a video. You absorb it much better. To circle back to the whole gunshots in the distance thing, keep in mind your available gear, what you have now, and try to imagine the situation that might be unfolding right now. Do you think there might be somebody dead on scene? There might be two teams fighting each other. Do you think you can handle what is happening? Do you think you could set a trap, set an ambush, whatever? You need to think of every available possibility and weigh your chances before you go into the conflict. If you're one person and you have an SKS, a Mosin, an M4, whatever, you need to think strongly about the shit you might be getting yourself into. More likely than not, it's hairy, and you just got yourself into something you can't get out of. You need to think about shit before it happens. That way, you'll be at least a little bit more prepared, at least mentally, if not physically. Another good bit that comes to mind, it's a little bit hard to voice, but try to scale to your opponent, as ambiguous as that sounds. So if your opponent is a freshie right off the coast, scale down to them. Play a little bit dumb at first. That way, well, they'll play into your hands. It involves a bit of strategy. So, in other words, take a few hits. See how they play. See how they fight other players. And if you think you can do this easy as pie, then do it. If you don't think you can, run away. Easy as that. I'm sure I've said this a couple times in my other videos, but I'm going to say it again, because you can never say it enough times. Shoot in bursts. I know people hate bursts. They love automatic. They think semi-auto is a waste of time, useless. Well, guess what? It's not. Especially when you want to conserve ammo. You shoot in bursts. It doesn't necessarily have to be literally on the burst mode. Just shoot in bursts, whether it's 3, 5, 7, 10, whatever, okay? Shoot in bursts. Don't mag dump. The recoil will be too much for you, and you will shoot off target. You want to hit the target, not everything around it. So shoot in bursts. And to tack onto that statement, go for center mass. I know headshots are the best. You want to kill them instantly, but guess what? Whenever you're 500 meters out, you're barely going to be able to see their fucking head to begin with, much less hit it, unless you know what you're doing, in which case, you wouldn't be watching this. So, go for center mass. It's the best opportunity you've got, and you'd much rather hit them than not hit them, right? To go back to gear fear, a lot of people like to hoard shit in their bases for no reason. They never use it. My team always does this. They're so afraid of losing it, they never use it at all. Don't fall. Don't succumb to that. It's there to be used, okay? So if you have morphine, epinephrine, bandages, an extra splint, for fuck's sake, okay, bring it, use it. There's no point of having it if you're not going to use it. That one extra item might be the difference in whether or not you walk away from whatever stupid situation you got yourself into. Instead of having to run around to tear up clothes and get sticks to make a splint, you'll have one already. Which is important whenever those precious seconds matter. And by the way, whenever official wipes, all the servers usually wipe as well. And they have to update their mods too, so whether you like it or not, wipes are going to happen. You're going to lose your shit. It's like Rust. So you might as well use it before you lose it, right? Use it or lose it. Otherwise, you're just taking up space for no reason at all. Here's an especially good one because it's happened to me. Bored players do stupid shit for no reason. Like sit at the speaker house and just play shit for hours on end to attract players to their location. It's happened to me. I've made it happen to other players. It's a revolving cycle, much like DayZ in general. It happens to you, then you do it. If it's not blasting stupid shit over the town speakers, it'll be shooting in the distance. It'll be doing whatever stupid shit they can think of to try to get players to react. So you should keep that in mind too. You can last far longer on blinking food and water than you thought you could. I thought it would kill you almost instantly, or within 5 minutes, but no. It kills you slowly, so before you think about sprinting everywhere, maybe just jog, keep that extra food and water. You'll last longer. If players are around you in the area, bodies will stay for longer because there's been traffic. So if there are dead zombies, or there's bodies with flies, even if they've been there for a while, if they're still there, players might be around you. The best approach so far would be to be as stealthy as possible. I know some players go loud, but my preferred approach is to be as stealthy as possible, whether that's using a crossbow, a suppressed weapon. Mine usually is the Mark II because it has the inbuilt suppressor, it's subsonic rounds. It's everything you might want, or the Sporter as well. Just don't shoot unless you have to. And there will be times when you have to, so if you do have to shoot, get ready to run. Another way some players play, they actually totally avoid the zombies to keep them like an early warning system, because if they evade the zombies, which you can, it's just harder, then you will know whenever another player is around because you hear the zombies go towards them. So if you've gotten good enough at DayZ to potentially avoid zombies, maybe that's how you want to play. Because a lot of times you won't hear the other players. You might hear the zombies run towards them. So there's another way of playing. Every once in a while, it's always good to get up somewhere high and take a look at your surroundings. Of course, this might make you a target, but it is good to see what's going on around you. You might see something in the distance you might not have seen otherwise. It's just good to stay on top of things and to know what's going on, no matter how you're able to come across that information. Another thing I've learned, whenever you spawn initially, literally anything can be used as a weapon. No matter how effective it might be is another question entirely, but I mean, I've used my shoes, for Christ's sake. Anything you can hold in your hands, you can use as a weapon. I've used cans of food whenever I've been most desperate. I'm not sure if it made a difference, but I feel like it hurt a little bit more if I got hit with a can. Sure, it might be damaging your food, but it's also damaging the other player. If you think it might be useful in a fight, try it out. Experiment a little. See where it gets you.